y'all, welcome back to another video here in Stacy's Random POV. I know I've been gone for about 2-3 weeks to be exact, and trust me, I am making a video for why I've been gone, so you might want to put that subscribe button and make sure your notifications are on because you will not want to miss this. If it's your first time here, hello, my name is Stacy, and in this channel we discuss everything politics and everything that sharpens my interest, to be a little specific. And I know during my hiatus so much have happened, but I'm back to speak about one specific topic, and then we'll be back talking about everything else. And in this situation, while I was in my hiatus, I noticed that a lot of people are very much so confused about this entire situation going on with Candace Owens. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing specifically my opinion about Candace Owens and why people feel like her switch in opinion and in politics is problematic and why it feels so performative. Because this is an opinion video, I am going to start off this video where I first heard of Candace Owens. I will not be making anything up, pretending like I am an expert on this woman's situation or her personal life, because I am not. I first heard of Candace Owens in that panel that she was in with T.I. and of course other conservatives and other Democratic people that had a lot to say about the stance of this country. But more specifically, I personally think that she was just there to kind of represent a black people view for Trump back in 2016, I believe. But that was during his 2016 presidency. I should be more specific. Here's a clip and I'll be back.
When you say make America great again, which period are we talking about? The period when women couldn't vote? The period when we were hanging from trees?
I'll answer.
Or like the crack era? Which period in America are you trying to make America like again?
I actually think that I would totally rock a hat right now that said make Black America great again. Because Black America,
make America.
Before,
We're talking about make America. That wasn't the question.
I am answering your question.
Which period was America great that we're trying to replicate?
Well,
which era was it?
Okay, so as you guys saw, that entire panel, that was just a tiny piece of it, but I'm pretty sure you guys remember this. If you do, please let me know in the comments down below. How did you guys felt about that panel when it first came out? I was a little flabbergasted, and I was a little bit also felt a secondhand disrespect for her because she was constantly being cut off. So I did as any other person would do, and I did my own research, and I kind of liked Candace Owens, you know, just her background alone, and then learning what she had endured as a teenager, being bullied and just being at the end of the stick, especially being a black girl in a upper middle class neighborhood in upstate New York. Of course, it wouldn't have been easy. I'm pretty sure all of those people of different colors were and did try to humble her as much as they could, especially considering Candace Owens is a smart woman. Absolutely. So by this time that I become aware on who Candace Owens is, of course she's already huge, of course, because she's been invited to that panel, and her YouTube channel, of course, it was popping, and she's a strong Christian woman. She does not go by the color of her skin. She's a woman that considers herself Christian before being black, and because of that, a lot of people feel like she have ruffled a lot of feathers, specifically with the FBA community. If you do not know whom the FBA are, the Foundational Black Americans, please do so. I'm pretty sure there's many videos here on YouTube that you can research that will educate you better than I can regarding the FBA. In her YouTube channels, the early days, she would always mostly talk bad about BLM and even wrote a biography. Anything that would be considered sinful under the Christian faith and all these other things. Candace Owens managed to become a household name on her own, and that is why she became very much wanted, and her opinion stood out. So much so that the Daily Wire hired her, and her platform even went even higher and bigger. And if you guys know what happened with Candace Owens and Daily Wire, again, let me know in the comments down below, how did you guys felt about that? I honestly felt that what she had to go through, what I feel like she endured, because I'm sure she doesn't speak of it like this. She still says that it was a great opportunity, and that, you know, it was a disagreement or something like that. I haven't heard of her say anything personal or impersonable about any of those white men that she was working with. And I don't say that loosely, because literally everyone in Daily Wire were white men. I felt compelled to follow her in her YouTube channel, and I was very excited for her to rebrand herself. I personally believe that the reason why she was let go is because she was black and loud, and she leaned too much into her Christianity. She led with that. And because that was a company filled with Jewish men, of course they were going to vote where they are at peace. I personally knew that it was just a matter of time before the gentlemen in the Daily Wire were gonna get rid of Candace Owens, especially since she always shut their favorite baby, Ben Shapiro, up every time they would be in a panel together. But I digress. Even in her news channel, Candace continued to go by her political views, still being a good American Christian woman who loves Trump and her country, and who's always had a strong stance against the war that was going on in Israel, in Gaza, against the Palestinians. That was one of the things that Candace Owens always draw her foot down on, is that she believed that what happened to the Palestinians was a complete massacre. Somehow, some way, she had it in her head and continued to show that through her followers, that Trump was a best option to help the Palestinian. Although there's been many videos of Trump congratulating and complimenting Benjamin Netanyahu, who is just trying to destroy and murder every single Palestinian that he can put his meaty hands on. Isn't Trump's ultimate plan to create Gaza into a riverfront property that will displace and remove all of the Palestinians off of their home? But again, I digress. So what's the change? What's happening with Candace Owens? Well, what happened is that Candace is woken up and figured out and realized that she has been taken for a fool. Like many citizens nowadays are realizing that Trump, in fact, was not the best option for this country. She clearly and fully sees that everything that Trump has been saying and spewing during his election is literally what he's doing now as president. And no, it has not been a year since this president been in office, and already everything has been in turmoil. We are now being seen as bigger fools than ever before. Our situation and our relationship with NATO and with President Zelensky and with everything else going on. This country, this president has managed to make even Candace Owens look like a fool, because she's retracting her support from Donald Trump, saying that the White House is somehow infiltrated by AIPAC and by members of people and religion groups that are looking to destroy this Constitution and to shut off freedom of speech altogether. Check this out and I'll be back.
Like, it feels like Netanyahu is running the White House and Trump's just signing and doing whatever they say. Right? It feels like Netanyahu should be sitting in the Oval Office as they demand hate speech laws and they get what they want. Every day they're announcing something that they're going to do to further support Israel. And that something is now looking to me like a detriment to American freedom. And if you can't see that, okay, it is time for you to take off the rose-colored glasses. Because just because Trump was against all of this in 2016 does not mean that he does not have people that are around him who are for this now that we are in 2025. And I won't tolerate it. If I had the courage to stand up to my race when they were saying these things, I will be damned if you think that I don't have enough courage to stand up to ethnic supremacy as it is now again coming into the country under the guise of hatred for Jews, when in fact it's hatred for Bibi Netanyahu routinely blowing up children and us being told that we're not allowed to speak about it.
Right, so there it is. She said what she said, and a lot of people took that tiny clip and ran with it, accusing her of getting paid to just spew up negativity and so many other things. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys seen it. Check this.
Have y'all noticed Candace Owens has jumped ship? Now all of a sudden she's opposing everything Trump is doing. And what's her disdain with Elon Musk and RFK Jr.? She claiming that free speech is being censored to those who are protesting Israel and this and that. But Candy girl, you was all over this internet talking about the lady from France doing dissertations and explanations on what she identified as. Now you're just a Christian and you don't like the censorship that's going on, but you talk about anybody and everybody across this internet. Did you use the Republican Party to prop yourself up? Now I get, even though you allegiance to somebody, and if they do something that's not right, that you don't agree with, of course you step up and say something, because no one is above criticism. I get that. But your stance on why you're criticizing the Trump administration, RFK Jr., and Elon Musk, it has no weight to me. What is going on with Candace Owens? Ever since they let her go from the Daily Wire, she just been on this crusade and everybody is doing her wrong and she is being censored. But Candy say whatever she want up and down this internet. What y'all think? Candace Owens has left the Republican Party.
Okay, well, no, I do not think Candace is rebranding. I do not think Candace is turning away from the Republican Party. But what I do think is happening is that she's beginning to understand that Trump is not here to help the Palestinian people and that Trump does not care about anybody else's belief but his own pocket. And a lot of Trump supporters are starting to see this. She's not the only one who's beginning to understand that she might have been taken for a fool, and they're terrified to be in the wrong side of history. You guys already know how I like to do things here, and you guys also already know once you hit that subscribe button, you automatically become a member of this village. I'm not gonna let you go that easily because I'm gonna play some more opinions of people on what they think about what's going on with Candace Owens. I gave you guys a little bit of background on all that I know about Candace Owens. If you guys feel some type of way, if you feel like there's some things that I left out, put it down in the comment down below. And I believe that her beef with JFK Jr. is that he went and I believe he stood up for that rabbi who she was beefing with, which is the reason why she got kicked out of the Daily Wire, is because she was beefing with that rabbi. So anyways, I can't wait to hear what you guys gotta say. And I am so excited that I've gotten to 300 and over 350 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Check out the rest of this video. Don't forget, subscribe so you can become a member of this village and turn on your notifications. I have some good news coming in, some more amazing videos that I'm gonna be editing. So stick around for that, and I'll see you guys. I can't wait till I get to my 100,000 subscribers with your help. Love you guys so much. See ya next time.
This message is for Candace Owens and Candace Owens only. Girl, we traded you a long time ago. I don't even remember what white person we traded you for, but you can't jump ship. You're not coming back over this side. No. See, the trade was permanent. It was permanent. Once you betrayed your black race, you were done. Bye-bye.
Archive everything. Everything needs to be archived. We're going to get to a point in this country where things are going to get so bad, all of these MAGA and conservative influencers are going to wipe their feeds, their entire online presence of ever supporting this man. They're denying it now. They'll say it will never happen. But when things cross that line and things get so bad enough, they will wipe everything online. I'm saying this now because one day when that happens, they're going to deny that people ever supported this. Everything needs to be recorded.
Black folks, we need to talk. If you are not black, keep it pushing. You can stay, but be quiet. Understand this. There's not a lot of things I call on the black community for, right? Don't y'all let Candance Owens rebrand herself. I don't give a shit. I don't care. She does not fall into the category of the rest of the black women. Don't let Candance Owens do this again, because when Candance wants to pander to that group of people again, she will damn sure throw the black community under the bus like she always has. And stop letting Candance throw a few black facts in front of your face and so you can simply say, oh wow, she's spitting facts. She's not spitting facts. Because anytime she needs a leg up or a boost, she only runs to one community. She does not run to the community that she panders to. When they fired her off them networks, when she was struggling in her career, when she was facing racial discrimination, she went to one group of people. And simply because we seen a black woman, folks supported her. I never supported her, but folks supported her. And now she's trying to say she does no longer support Trump. Okay, cool. And she said, oh, how she didn't see it and how X, Y, and Z. No. Let her sit with her tribe. Let her, she's good in MAGA. Leave her there. Please, leave her there.
Candance Owens leaving the MAGA Republican Party is smart to me. Because it's kind of like how I was feeling. Well, I was a lifelong Democrat. And then once you started doing research and you start understanding, like, damn, this party really not for me. And like, I almost became a Republican. But then it was like, you start seeing like who actually run this world. And then you start thinking like how Candance, like, she's going through this whole anti-Semitism, just kind of like how Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, Carmelo Anthony, I can name a whole bunch of other people. But the things that these black people went through, like Candance Owens is going through them. And she sees that the state of Israel is the United States. Like, just kind of like how Donald Trump just had Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House and they was kissing his ass. Like, that's America. And I don't believe like a lot of MAGA people understand that the state of Israel will be America's downfall. Like, biblically and morally, like, the state of Israel is just the terrible and a wrong entity to be trying to be friends and allies with. Like, a lot of black people don't like touching on this topic, but those people over there in that region, that land, those Israelis, like, those are not even the right people. Like, I know black people hate talking about the real Jews and all that, but if you really do research, you know, from Noah's sons to he had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, Japheth, like, if you really do your research and understand, those people are not even supposed to be over there. So it's kind of like we're telling one big ass lie, and these people have this land and kicking other people out the like, it's like you got to make the story make sense, and it's just not making sense. Because you got to think, Candance Owens, she used the Revelation 2:9 on Rabbi Shmuley. So she knows that she's a real Jew. Just like how Kanye does, just like Kyrie Irving, just like Nick Cannon. Like, they all talk about that topic. And once you talk about that topic, like, you get canceled. It's like people don't like you. It's just, it's just something that comes with that knowledge. It's just like hating. Yeah, so I personally believe that all black people should be independent. We should be all an independent party, kind of like how the Black Panthers used to do. Just so that way we can make our own decisions, because being in the middle is way better than being on the left or the right, trying to be divisive and be divided, especially as black people. Like, I don't think it's a time for us to be really being divided on politics, especially on motherfuckers that really don't care about us. And both parties do not care about us.
Branding comes when a person is trying to prepare the public for who they are becoming. So I wonder, who is Candance becoming? What is Candance up to? She has something up her sleeve, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if, like that big red machine Kane, she wouldn't run for office. I think she's going to run for office, but tell me, what do you think? And also tell me, if she ran for office in your region, would you vote for?
I'm starting to see a lot of people say Candace Owens is making sense. With all due respect, she's always made sense. You probably just didn't like her delivery. She probably said some triggering words to you that made you stop listening instead of you actually understanding what she's saying, which is all of our biggest problems. When people say things that trigger us, we all of a sudden want to get in our feelings and stop listening to them. Isn't it funny how, like 4 or 5 years ago, everyone hated Trump, and now all of a sudden the same people that hated him want him in office? A lot of you hated Candace Owens because I believe she stood behind Trump. I believe. Now, Candace Owens has always fought for the family structure. She's always fought to keep things together, but that was just so unpopular to the ears that were listening to her. She would call people out for what it was, but yet you felt triggered, you felt singled out instead of understanding, man, maybe I do have issues. Maybe I have been a detriment to my own self because of decisions I've made. Listening to understand is such a vital skill to progress in